Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted Dungeon Master, Brian, returning after a long hiatus as I moved from the West Coast to the East Coast, which brings to fruition what I had mentioned before. We are now covering coast to coast and in between. Why? For you, fellow slingers, because we love you. And I want to apologize, as I say throughout the episode. We are sorry that we were unable to bring any material to you during this hiatus. Unfortunately, I didn't realize quite the endeavor it would be to move an entire household 3,000 miles and pets and cars and all this other stuff and getting the Wi-Fi set up in this house right now. We've been here for about, I don't know, maybe 12 days, and the AC stopped working at about day 5. It's like 95 degrees in this room right now. But I'm just glad to be back. I'm glad the Hard Slingers followed along suit. We kind of adjusted our own personal times to make this happen, and we're bringing it to you now. Before we begin, though, as always, I want to remind everybody how they can follow the show and get in touch with us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. Follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Write into the show at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com. And don't forget, we're out there on Sticher, Spotify, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and of course, Apple Podcasts. And wherever you listen to the show on, leave us that 5-star rating and review. It really does help with the analytics. Now, without any further delay, warm up your dice and top off your glass as Roll the Hard 20 podcast presents episode 19 of our Dragon's Demand run-through, Triangle Crossfire. Please enjoy.
Swung by like,
Whoa.
You should have just run by the Albertsons or the Vons and picked up like a big thing of tortillas and say, here you go,
Like a
man, this is what you
30-pack.
ordered.
Corn or flour? Which one do you want?
You got that window shut, man?
I do. I just shut it and I close the blinds. I look a little brighter, a little wider.
Yeah, you look good, man. You always look good.
Damn.
So sexy.
Nick, are you frozen or are you just angry?
I think he's having some problems with his audio.
Well, you should contact Chris. He'll fix your internet for you.
Oh, no. I don't work for that company, man.
I don't think anybody does. Cox
way.
sucks their own product.
Nick, if you can hear us, blink twice.
No, he's looking to the right. Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We hear you.
You can hear us too?
Yeah, I bought a microphone and it's not letting me hear sound.
Okay, go on your lower taskbar and you'll see where it says all the stuff like video and microphone and stuff. Click
I know how to change the settings.
okay.
It's just blocking it.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Passive
Aggressive. What you got there, Junior?
Hey, Nick, say that again, bud.
Has it been that kind of a day, Junior?
Yeah, I can't hear you. Hold on, I want to hear
Yeah,
you.
I have to just
Say it to our face.
Can you guys hear me?
Whoa, Jesus, back up.
Sounds good. You sound like a
No,
DJ jockey.
it's down.
Back up. Put your hands together.
Center stage.
Center stage.
Okay.
Say it again, Nick. Let's hear what you got.
What?
I couldn't hear your voice with these guys, yucking it up. I was trying to.
Heaven forbid we have fun on this podcast.
It sounded fine, I think, Nick. I just wanted you to say
He's gonna go like this.
So does this sound fine?
No, that's too loud.
Yeah,
No?
you got to back off.
Back up, Destiny.
I can't hear you. Just give me yes or no.
You gotta like this. Oh, hey,
He's got it.
move it away from. It's like this.
He's not fucking Coco.
I can hear that. Somebody is
Yeah,
popping
it picked up pretty well.
Or is that a White Claw?
Talk to me, Nick. Let's hear.
The mic's hard.
What's up?
Oh, voodoo, right?
Ooh, look at you.
American haze.
He's a
Haven't had
big
that one.
voodoo.
It's good shit.
So is everybody ready to play some D&D like a bunch of
Oh,
nerds?
Dude,
Yeah.
cannot
All
wait,
right.
man. It's
Let
been
me
too long.
lead this shit in.
You know, if you guys were fiending that much, you could have hung out and listened in on Starfinder.
Were you playing Starfinder?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Remember, he invited us to the channel
Mhm.
every
I don't
Tuesday
rem-
night.
you know what? In my defense, I had so many things bubbling.
No,
I thought you were still playing D&D. Hell, I want to get in on the Starfinder. I don't want to just listen to it. I want to play that.
You were
shit.
busy, man. You had a lot of balls in your mouth at the time. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Balls in your hand.
Jeez.
Sorry. Just a lot of balls in the air.
Just juggling
Ready to land in my mouth and my hands and all that other stuff.
all the orifices.
Oh, we were ready.
Yes.
Yes.
Ready.
Good.
Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted Dungeon Master, Brian, and with me, the long overdue, yet never overdone, Hard Slingers.
Oh,
Yeah.
You.
You know, as I welcome all of you into our new virtual rage room, I want to thank you all for joining us once again after finally getting through that long hiatus. All I can say is sorry. I know. I listened to the last episode and just the other day as I was preparing for this episode, and I realized that we had said that we were going to fill the interim with some kind of material, and you know, we really dropped the ball on that because when you're moving coast to coast and in between, there's just, I mean, we just kept missing the ball. But all I can say is we're back on track. But moving on from that point, all I want to say one more thing. I want to give a shout out to our newest listener and subscriber to our YouTube channel, Sarah Galloway, who just happens to be the daughter of one of our hard slingers of yore, Sammy. She found us on
nice.
Spotify, and without him saying anything, she just found the show and started listening to, you know, us and her dad and Tony and everybody playing and stuff, and just really dug it. So if you want to get a shout out, all you got to do is write into the show. Where are they going to write into? Come on, boys, give it to me. Where do they write?
Hard20 at gmail.com.
Yeah, there you go. Tough guy. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us that 5-star rating review on whatever podcast app you listen to the show on. Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts. I don't understand that, but and we got a couple other third world nation podcast affiliates out there, Ecuador and Persia and all those other places. But now back to business and down to the fun.
But
Who
wait,
remembers where we left off at, guys?
hold on. But you forgot.
What did
Oh,
I
I
forget?
The Patreon.
Oh shit, that's right. Don't forget patreon.com/roll the hard 20 podcast. Junior, how many pesos is it going to cost these fools?
Dude, it was like less than 10 pesos a day.
There you go. For $1 a month, you too can be a fellow slinger and help out the show. None of that goes unappreciated. Who remembers where we left off at?
We were going into the cave, if I recall.
Well, you guys
We-
just go ahead, Warren.
Oh, I was just gonna say we've kind of trounced our way through the caves, and I believe we have just recently released 3 prisoners of the kobolds.
Yeah, you guys were in a large cavern. Did you guys get the picture I sent, by the way?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I see it.
Okay. If you look at that one room that has a number 5, that's where you guys are at. That's the room you're in. Those 4 large black chunks in the middle, those represent the pillars that stretched from the floor to the ceiling that these kobolds were hiding behind. You'll see the 3 individuals against the far east wall. Those were representative of the 3 prisoners that you just released. And I know that Flint, hard deal to make, decided that he wanted to almost cut off a limb to get that last guy out. Glad you
Managed to.
yeah, you let Stubby have another crack at it, which is nice. So when we last left off, you guys were just trying to get to know who these individuals were.
Yes. 2 of them were married, right? But the third one was unrelated.
That's correct. Yeah, they and that's all you really know is that the one woman wouldn't leave her husband while he was still chained to the wall. So Stubby, you were kind of encumbered by this woman while the other woman, who I think she mentioned that she was from the local town of Belhaim, and that her grandmother was going to be worried or relieved or something to that effect. And I think that she went up to Sirkin because somebody said, go see Flint, and she had no idea who Flint was.
That's right. We're gonna do some healing.
I don't
That's
remember.
right.
Did I? I don't remember. I remember now that I was struggling with the locks.
You got them free. You got everybody free. And then they stood up, and that one female, her name was Beaufray Malek, was talking to you individuals, and somebody had mentioned, I think she did, that they were making these little trinkets and little dolls and stuff for a Teparax.
Right.
As
Offerings?
Yes, as offerings to him. And so one of you had asked who was a Teparax, and Warren, you were able to reiterate who he was back in the day when you first roamed Belhaim before you went into your reign. So you guys are now in this large room with these three individuals.
I look to Warren and say, Warren, we've been traveling and fighting, and I'm tired, and I don't remember. Did we ever ask them how they came to be here?
Well, they were captured, weren't they, by the kobolds? There was the one who was from local Belhaim, but the couple. I'm assuming we're still like in the room, maybe like kind of talking amongst ourselves on the other side of the room or something from them.
Yeah. You and Stabi are next to the eastern wall where you were releasing the husband. The wife was still close by. The individual, Beaufray, was next to Sirkin. And I can't remember where Flint, I think he was close by you two, deciding whether or not he was going to hack this dude's arm off if you couldn't get the lock loose.
Well, that's one way to do it.
So glad we didn't.
Free is free.
But we'll go up to the couple real quick. And you okay, man?
I'm good. I'm just laughing because nobody bothered to check the kobolds. One of them had the key.
Oh,
well, I needed to practice my lock picking.
yes. Let's go with that.
Let's take an arm.
God. Taking a moment before going, I will go ahead and step over to the three of them. Now that they are all free and able to leave, checking with them and asking them do you feel well enough to exit the cavern?
I don't know. It's been so long. The only time they let us out is when we have to use the restroom, and it's so dark. I mean, yes, we're not really certain, but I'm sure we can find our way back out at some point. I know that they would take us to the well to draw water, and then occasionally they would take us down these steps, these wide steps, and take us out to the front where there was this large quarry. And then you hear the single woman say, yes, that was the old slate rock quarry. That's about almost a mile away from Belhaim. It shouldn't be too far for us to get back, and hopefully we can get some nourishment and get some help and talk to the Baroness, and maybe we could get back here and take out these kobolds. But we shouldn't linger here very long. We have no idea. I mean, there's many of them. They're like ants. You step on their hill and they go like kobold crazy.
We are actually here at the request of the Baroness.
Oh fuck! You're our rescuers.
Why do you say it like that?
He was going to cut off my husband's arm.
He was delirious from the excitement. He didn't really mean it. The excitement of the fight, he was kind of delirious.
He also does have a macabre sense of humor.
And they're
obviously
rubbing
it obviously
their
never
wrists.
would have happened.
The dwarf thing.
they rub their wrists, where the manacles had held them shackled to the wall. And as they stand and they look down at all these useless things that they've been asked to make, the wicker baskets, the wicker dolls, the little dresses, the hats and shit, the tri-corner hats, just the stupidest, goofiest shit. And he just starts stomping and kicking it. And that's a stupid fucking kobolds. And how dare they make us do this shit? How demeaning what they've done to our lives. He's just basically getting out of control, and his wife's trying to calm him down. Calm down, please. We don't want more of them to come back. He still keeps throwing his temper tantrum. Eventually he grabs that torch that's on the eastern wall that Warren had lit off and had illuminated, and he starts lighting the stuff on the ground on fire. Fuck you, Temperax, I'll show you, motherfucker.
There's not, like, aside from the stuff that they've made, there's not a large amount of, like, flammables in here, is there?
It's very hard for it to catch. A lot of it's old bark, wicker shit. Some leaves you see them sporadically catch. But you do see, like, black smoke start to rise up in some areas that he's managed to catch a fire.
Okay.
So Stebby is going to approach him, and I'd like to try a persuasion roll to try to calm him down.
Okay.
And just say, sir, you're going to draw attention to us and yourselves. We're trying to get you out of here. We can direct you how to get out of here, but we need you to calm down.
Make your persuasion check.
Okay. A 7.
He looks at you and says, "Get back from me. Just because you set me free, you have, man. Doesn't mean you get to run my life. I didn't get free from being a slave to one to being a slave to somebody else. This is my right. These people took away my dignity. They had me in here for almost 5 weeks, my wife and I. You have no idea what they did to us."
I will stand in front of him and get very... I will make myself the center of his attention, and I will tell him, look, if you truly want to pay back the kobolds for making you a slave here, then you will give us the best chance to do that for you. You are obviously not a soldier, so let people who are skilled in fighting do that work for you. You burning all of these and creating a racket will simply make it more difficult for us to do that.
He looks at you. Your words begin to seep in, and he begins to calm down. And his wife puts her hand gently on his arm and says, "Carlo, it'll be okay. Just trust them. They freed us. They didn't have to do that." He looks at her and says, "Sella, let's just get out of here. We were never meant to be this far south anyways."
Please, when you leave, go to Belhaim, take yourself to the Baroness. You can tell her that we sent you.
"I'm sorry, but we don't even know who this Baroness is. We were just travelers plying our wares on the road when we were accosted by these little shits."
Well, I understand that. However, you do have someone, and I'll gesture over to the other woman, who is familiar with Belhaim. So please let her guide you.
And she looks at them both and she says, "I will take you, please, but we must leave now. We must make haste because, like you said, or like you speculate, there's no doubt that the kobolds will come back here. They operate in shifts. They run their guards in shifts. We've seen it several times. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they do their shift change and they find out that their doggy brothers aren't here."
The who?
Well, they look like little dog dragon people, so them.
Okay. Do I realize what she's talking about?
You don't have to roll it inside. She's probably talking about the kobolds because of the way they look.
Oh, okay.
With the
She's
way they
not
have
saying
their backwards legs and stuff. And they got little like draconic snouts, and
she's not talking about the kobolds having like doggy type creatures.
No, from what you can gather from these three, basically all they've been taken was from this room to that well that's in the previous room, and then occasionally out to the quarry where the water's at to relieve themselves.
Okay. Well, I turn to the others. We should make our haste then before we're discovered by this guard change.
So I look at Warren and I say, Warren, I recall when we came in, before we came into this room, we were in a cavernous room with a well, but I recall that there were some steps that we had not explored.
Agreed.
I'm concerned that we may have more kobold ants inbound based on the commotion of these folks. So we should
Yes.
follow them out and point them in the right direction out of the cavern.
That is
And then
probably
I
a good
motion to
idea.
the rest. I motion to the rest of the group and let's go. Let's start.
So you
moving.
want to take them back to the mouth of the cave? Is that what you
No,
wanted?
I want to
No, just to the well.
just
Okay.
to the well, and then we can instruct them to stay along the right wall to get out.
They look at you and say, well, we know the way to the well, but we're not going to lead the way.
That
Well,
is fine.
If they see us going down there without an escort, we won't
We
be
will go
alive.
We will go first.
So I'll stealth. I'd like to run a stealth roll, and go down towards that well room.
Go ahead.
Just kind of go forward and scout. Whoops, wrong one. Not sleight of hand. Stealth 12.
You think you're being quiet?
Yeah, I'm sure with the 12 I am. Okay.
I think my shirt has slowly filled up with sweat.
It's like you're in a dark cave or something.
Oh my
It's-
God, it
It's
is
sauna.
so hot in this room right here. I think I'm not
Just
even
don't-
getting buzzed by this beer. It's like leaving me as quick as it's entering me.
So am I on with my stealth? Am I about where the steps are to go into the next room?
Yeah, you're right at the top of them as you've made your way out of that room you were in. You went to the west and you went down the thin hallway. It's about 7 feet wide, jagged and whatnot, and then it turns slightly to the southwest. And then now you're at the top of the steps, looking down into the room with the well.
Can you remind me what the light is in here?
Low light.
I can see what, maybe 5 or 8 feet in front of me.
I would probably say like 20 feet, maybe in low
20,
light.
Okay.
Deep shadows. Hard to tell where the walls and the floor meet.
Okay. I would like to put my hand upon the wall in the room where the well is. I want to put my hand upon the northern wall, just to kind of feel my way and kind of head along that towards the east.
Okay,
towards those steps.
were you at the top of the steps or at the bottom of the steps?
I thought you said I was at the top of the steps.
Yeah, but you go down the steps to get to the well room.
Well, okay. Oh, the steps go down, not up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm at
the first
top.
steps
Okay.
went up to the well room, and then
Got
the
it.
next set of steps went up to this room. So I thought you were at the top of the steps. So if you went all the way down to the bottom, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm down at the bottom. I'm touching that wall.
You didn't die at the bottom of the steps, though.
At the top of the stairs.
Like a bitch.
And just kind of feel my way into that room and head east down towards the other steps.
Okay.
What's the distance between the bottom of those steps and the other steps in the well room?
You're talking about from the bottom of the steps that you just came down to the top of the other ones.
Yes.
It's about 35 feet.
Okay, so I can't really tell if I can't really see that far to see if there's anything there.
No, you can't. It's just like a yawning hole that you could just barely make out the faintest outline of steps leading down. But
Okay.
that's really all you can tell. You can't tell how high it is because the distance and the ceiling are all dark. So without getting closer to it, you wouldn't be able to discern which one it is, what
Okay.
it's doing.
All right, so I look back at the group, Flint and Sirkin, and say, hey, it's really kind of dark in here. I can't see but more than about 20 feet, and I want to head towards these other stairs. But can you guys stay close to me as I go into this room?
Hold me.
Hold your hand steady.
Yeah, hold it. Hold
Why don't you
it.
just pick him up and hold him, period? It's like holding
Alright.
like a large cat or something.
Yeah, we're gonna find guys at first.
Flint will move up to closer to Stebby and kind of like take 5 feet in front of him to just kind of like poke his head and kind of get a better view of what we're looking at.
Give him a +4 star of outstanding. You're a winner.
Gold star.
Yeah, and I'll make sure to I'll try to, since I've got the long ability to see the furthest in darkness, I will try to keep my line of vision as far ahead as possible.
Okay, so where are you in this lineup? What's your marching order? Let's go with that.
Right now it would be Flint in front of Stubby.
Yep.
And then Warden seems like he's close, kind of trying to creep around the corner to see.
Yeah, I'm probably like standing at like the edge or at like the very edge of the stairwell to try to see the furthest around the corner.
So, Sirkin, are you in front of the 3 prisoners, or you put them between you and Warren?
I'm actually going to put them between us, so I'm going to bring up the rear of the entire party.
That's right, the human
Right.
shields.
Human shields, man.
We got the shepherd in the back.
We lost another one, boss.
Don't
This
know
one
what
looks like he was
happened.
stabbed from behind. I need
That
the
is
experience points.
Trying to level
God.
up.
We all turn into murder hobos.
Okay, so Warren, where are you in this room of the well?
So I will probably be like as close to Stabby as I can, like probably leaning as far to the side to give me the best field of vision.
Okay.
To the entrance, the other entrance, the one that we have not gone down.
Okay. So you're probably about halfway into that room with the well. You look down the eastern corridor and you see that it probably goes for maybe 25 feet downwards. You know, there's steps that lead, then at about 25-foot mark, the hallway turns to the south.
Okay, which is the way out, right?
No, the way out is the other set of stairs that's in the south
okay.
wall.
Okay.
If you look at the picture that I sent you guys,
Yes.
you guys are in room 4. Down in room 3, that's where you guys fought those rats. That is on the path leading out. And as you're looking down the eastern passageway, Sirkin, you see those 3 humans actually break off from you guys and start heading towards the south stairs.
Okay.
They're like, later. You know, they
Peace
don't
out,
want.
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah, they don't want to hang with you guys anymore. They're obviously totally ill prepared, and they're of no frame of mind to continue a fight. Whatever
They're
they
just
had
gonna
in them
slow
has
us-
been beat out of them. They have no more willpower.
They're
So
just
that-
gonna slow us down anyway.
Yeah, Beaufrey's kind of, they're all holding hands like you see on the down by San Diego where it shows the family holding hands crossing the 5.
Crossing sign.
Dude, the best signs ever, man. The 5.
That's
chain.
what you see. You see those 3 like, ah!
The little girl's getting dragged.
Yeah.
She's not even on the ground anymore.
So that's what you see as they bail down the stairs that way. They don't even look back and say thank you, and they just tiptoe out. They're barefoot. They're not even making sound as they move.
They're doing their thing. So yeah, I will go ahead and take I'll go ahead and take lead since I can see further. As I imagine we're now heading down this eastern passage.
Yeah, I
Unless
think if you
anyone
guys
has
are
any-
like SWAT guys, where you're all on each other's shoulders, clear. You know?
Except that, like, in the back, like, Stabby's, like, just grabbing onto, like, the belt of whoever's in front of him.
Sirkin's holding on to the top of his head.
This way, buddy. I know it's hard to see down here.
Right. Get you goggles and night vision, man.
So you make your way to the east and you go down the steps. Are you trying to be stealthful, or are you just doing what you're doing? What do you want to do?
absolutely. I'm being stealthful, but I'm also would like to ready hand action to the moment I see a kobold. It is getting an eldritch blast, ideally in the face.
Okay.
But I will roll stealth if that's what you are asking.
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
That is a 16.
16. You seem like you're being fairly quiet.
Okay. and I will just lead us carefully down. You guys see Warren's hand like kind of held to the side, and you see little like flicks of
Come on.
magic.
Here. Come here.
So you continue going east until it dead ends and forces you to go to the south.
Mm-hmm.
You see this long passageway stretch out before you, Warren. It's probably like 70 feet long. At about the 35-foot marker, you notice that to your left, there's to your right against the west wall, there's like a little cutout. And then directly opposite that on the east wall, looks like not so much a cutout, but like an entrance to maybe another room. At the end of the 70 feet, the corridor turns to the west to an area you cannot see.
Okay. So it goes south, and then we come to the end, and then it goes west, but I can't see west.
Yeah, it's like if you're going south, at 35 feet, there's a cutout against the western wall, and like a hallway to the eastern wall, and then the rest of the 35 feet at the 70-foot mark, it dead ends and turns to the west.
Okay. And so I'll kind of come up on that corner and very carefully try to peek around it.
At the 35-foot or the 70-foot?
Oh, at the 35 foot. And then is there anything there?
Yeah, you look inside and you see this this rather large room. I'm going to send you guys a picture. I don't know why I did that, but this is the one I want. And I'm going to describe this room to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You stand at this 10-foot wide entrance as part of this lair. As it stretches away from you to the east, you see straws strewn across the rocky floor of this 50 by 35-foot cave. You could just make out the 12-foot high ceiling in this low light. Directly across from you, at about maybe 20 feet in front of you, is a large trench about 20 feet wide. You can see running from north to south, with a 5-foot wide wooden bridge that spans both sides. And on the far side against the eastern wall, you could just make out the soft glowing embers of what appears to be a dying fire.
Okay. So that opposite side of the wall, I should be able to see clearly. So is the fire part of something specific, or does it look like it might be the dying embers, or just like a campfire that might not?
No,
really
it looks
have
like it
much
is a
room?
campfire, the dying embers of a campfire.
Okay.
As you're looking around with your dark vision, who all has dark vision, by the way?
I think
Not
everyone
me.
but Stibby.
Not me.
Gonna have to go get to Butcher's Bay with Riddick and go get your eyeballs shined for 10 cools, menthol cools or whatever. So you three notice that on the far side of the eastern wall, on the opposite side of this bridge, opposite this giant ravine, you see this dying fire. You see that the walls are just jagged all the way up. You see that there's like outcroppings, there's nooks, there's crannies, just really jagged areas. You really don't see anybody though. You just see the dying fire.
Okay. I'll take a moment to step in just a little bit.
That's basically the whole terrain so far. Like moment you turned south down this corridor, it just got really rocky.
And up in the other well area, that was all smoothed out, mined out.
It was
correct?
smoother. Yeah, it was much smoother
right?
than this area. Yeah.
Okay.
This is probably more natural. The other side looked like it was more honed out, which is indicative of the stairs being leading up to those plateaus and stuff.
How deep is this crevasse?
You can't tell from the front, from the entrance, and you certainly can't tell being as blind as you are.
I will very carefully step over to the crevasse,
Okay.
Yeah.
You look
Flint will
and-
follow behind shortly.
peer down.
shortly, like not right away.
Not right away. He's kind of gazing at the walls.
Not to mention the fact that, he's shortly a dwarf.
Yeah. Warren, as you get closer to the edge of this crevasse, are you at the bridge or are you just at the edge?
I would probably be at the bridge off to the side. Like if there's a railing, I'll probably just have my hand on it as I lean slightly.
Yeah, there's no railing. It's just two posts on your side that nail these two ropes with planks that extend out to the two posts on the opposite side.
Okay.
And that's how they got it. That's most likely the kobolds have erected this, or whoever was there probably before them, before they took over the caves.
Okay.
From where you are, you can look down into the ravine. You see it's probably about 35 feet down. It's just jagged. It's rocky down there, like not like the walls that you see, but more like debris, almost like a dumping trench.
Okay. If I don't see anyone else in here, then I'll just turn back to the others and kind of gesture them that we should move on.
Okay.
Flint wants
Sirkin,
to
where are
check
you
out
at?
Durkin, where are you?
Oh, I think I'm still bringing up the rear of the party.
Okay, so you're at the entrance of this area also?
Yeah.
Okay. Flint, Stubby, are you at the entrance as well? I'm just trying to get an idea where everybody's at on this.
Yeah, I'm behind Flint. So I think where
Okay, and Flint's
Warren is by the
partially
bridge.
into the room, and
Yeah,
Warren's by the bridge.
Warren
Okay.
is by the bridge, then it's Flint, and then Stebby, and then Sirkin right by the entrance into the room.
Okay.
Yeah, Flint wants to move closer to the trench and kind of check that out as well.
Okay, you look down inside and you see the same thing that Warren saw.
Figured as much. Warren, you said you're at the about ready to hop onto the bridge, pretty much.
Yeah,
right at
I
the
walk
base
to
of the foot?
the edge of the bridge and then look down.
All right.
Okay. As you're looking down, both of you, go ahead and make a perception check.
You have perceived that is a deep crevasse.
Yep. That's a big hole. Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20.
I'm glad someone got something decent because I'm just yeah, there's nothing here. Let's move on with an 8.
Yeah, you're looking down in the trench and you guys don't see anything. But Flint, you hear something. It almost sounds like the embers popping. But it's on the far side, the eastern side.
Across the bridge.
Yeah, on the other side of the bridge.
All right. I'll mention it to Warren. Warren, I don't know if you've seen, there might have been someone that was using this as a campsite just across the bridge there.
Yeah, but there's nobody over there, is there?
Can I scan the area? Perception?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a 17.
17. It's really difficult to tell because of how jagged all the edges are. Tell me where you're looking in the room.
Closer towards, I
You
guess
got
it
a
would
north
just be
wall,
like the air.
you got a south wall, and you got the eastern wall by the fire.
Eastern wall looking towards, scanning within feet of the north of it and the south of the eastern wall. Just kind of checking where the closer to the campfire.
Okay.
Um,
Roll a d6 for me.
Brian, while he's focusing on this, I see he's paying attention to the wall. Warren will make a gesture, and the embers will come to life in a campfire.
Okay. Where are you at, Flint? Did you?
I haven't crossed. I'm on next to.
You're on the
Warren.
western side of the trench then. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
Already did. I got a 1.
A 1. It looks like you see something against the northern wall. It almost looks like a pebble fall down, maybe midway up the wall.
Flint
Warren, as
follows.
this fire illuminates, you see another pebble fall from the same direction.
I'll look up.
It's
What would
probably
it
probably fell from a maybe a height of 12. Well, probably not 12 feet. Probably 8 feet up, because you figure the ceiling's 12 feet in this room.
Dude,
So about
okay.
8 feet off the floor.
Rock monster.
it's like an alien.
Right? It's waiting to grab us.
Inspecting the wall, trying to see if I could find anything. The cause of it
I mean, it's possible that the cave just is
falling apart itself.
Yeah.
Stebby kind of tugs on Flint and says,
Yeah.
See what do you see? Yeah. Tug job. Say, what
Tug
do you
me.
see? What do you see? What's going on?
We see a campfire over by the eastern wall and rocks just falling off the wall.
Yeah,
No,
actually
the northeastern
just-
wall.
the
Northern wall. Yeah.
yeah, Stabby actually should be able to see the campfire and what's immediately around it now.
Yeah, all you see immediately around the campfire is just the jagged wall. Where the rock had fallen was more along the eastern portion of the northern portion of the eastern side.
So I still can't see far enough ahead.
So if you look at that picture that I sent you guys on the other side of that bridge where the fire is at, if you follow the wall up to the north, that's right about where that rock had kind of fallen down.
All right.
Okay. But like there's no kobolds here, so
Not that you can tell right now.
No indication of it.
I don't see that there's much for us here.
Warden, are you saying you want to go back or?
I'm saying that right now there is nothing that is immediately between the three that we just freed and kobolds.
Sir, can make a perception check.
Got a 9.
9. You hear something behind you. It sounds like wood flexing, and it sounds like it's coming from across the hall from where you're standing.
It's not from like the room where the well was. It was like further.
No, because you guys are in down this hallway,
Right.
And at about 35 foot down this hallway, and you guys turn to the east to enter this room. This looks like it's from the western portion of the hallway, just across from where you're at right now.
There's like that little bump out.
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it. So Sirkin hears that and he turns around, kind of tries to peer and see if he can see anything behind him.
And you hear these two twangs as this one arrow whizzes past your head. Another one actually hits you for 4 points of damage. Flint, as you're standing on the edge of the ravine, you and Warren both see these two heads pop up on the northern wall, right where you heard that rock fall.
Mm-hmm.
You see these two sets of eyes look at you. And from the south wall, you hear two bowstrings fire off. Boom, boom. One at each of you. One for Warren, which will hit, and one at Flint, who will miss for 7 points on Warren. As you hear these kobolds crawl up out of these crags that were laying almost flat on these little plateaus around the room. And let's roll for some initiative.
About time. Let's fuck something up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Sirkin, what do you got?
9.
Flint,
12. Sorry, 11.
Stabi,
9.
Warren,
20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
20.
Warren, what is your dex?
My dex is 16. I have a bonus of +3.
+3. Warren, that moves you up to the top.
Tippy,
Well,
tippy
I am
top.
top of the heap.
That's right. You are, man. To Sirkin, between you and Stubby, who has the highest? Yeah.
Nice dex. I've got 14 plus 2.
Okay. Stubby?
17 plus 3.
Okay.
Ooh.
So Warren, you just see this volley of arrows come sailing by. And from the arrows that have flown past Sirkin, somewhere to your rear, you realize immediately that you are in a triangular fire pattern at this point. What do you want to do?
The ones that just fired off at me, I'm just going to turn around and throw an eldritch blast at them.
Okay, those are the ones that are to the southeastern wall.
Okay. Will a 21 hit?
That's going to hit.
That is going to be 7 points of force damage and 2 points of fire damage.
That's on
And
1 or 2?
that is on 1.
Okay. You hear one of them hiss horribly.
And I will, I know that, or if I realize that we're in like kind of a triangular crossfire, I know that I will still obviously be in easy line of sight for at least one, but I will try to duck back to the entrance of the hall so that I can stay out of like easy shot of the two of them.
Okay, so you're gonna move away. All right.
Right.
As you start
Strategic retreat.
Yeah, as you start funneling back towards the entrance, you hear these 2 twangs fire off. One will be at you. I believe 12 is going to miss,
Most definitely.
and he has 3 other people to aim at. The other one does. For Flint, who's still somewhere buried in the room, and I believe 10 will miss as well.
It will.
From the southern portion of the wall, Flint, you seem to be one of the few people left in the room. You and Stubby, you hear arrows firing off from the south wall at you. 14
14 will hit.
for 5 points of damage, and Stubby at you, that's gonna hit for 5 points of damage. Flint, you just got rocked. What would you like to do?
Got rocked with some damage. I'm gonna volley their shot back. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame. How far away did you say they were? Like less than 30? The room's
Yeah, they're
not
less
that
than 30 feet
wide.
away.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and make me a dex save.
Okay. 14.
14 passes, so I miss horribly.
Oh, tragedy strikes. What do you want to do? You want to stand there?
I'm gonna
Take
stand
it.
there and I'm gonna get my shield out.
Okay, Stubby.
Flint, was Flint back towards the entrance to this room?
I was closer towards the trench and the bridge of the center of the room.
Okay, and Flint, where is Warren?
Warren cowered back to the entrance of the room.
Okay,
Strategic retreat.
Oh, of course, strategic.
so I'm in between the bridge and the entrance. What's the distance from where I am to across the hall?
Probably about 30 feet.
Really, it's that far?
Hang on,
30
let me look. I'm looking at my hand-drawn map here. From the middle of the room.
Well, not the
No,
middle.
it's
I'm-
probably 15 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and those arrow shots were coming from that little alcove in the hall, right?
Yeah, but it was off the ground by about 10 feet or so.
The entrance to that cave, is it kind of like an arch?
It's just an alcove that's jagged and stuff. Most likely they made like a little guard platform.
Can I see the
That's kind of
platform?
it's you probably can't see shit, to be honest with you.
It's 15 feet.
in low light.
But you said I could see about 15 feet in low light before.
Yeah, but it's going to still be dark. I would say that you could probably see their outlines moving around.
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to.
Silhouettes.
It's not like they laid a couple boards down and said, "Let's make a treehouse." They're just laying on the stuff that's up there.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to
so-
give the impression that they built up these, little platforms and they're
Little fortifications.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
Okay. I yell to Warren and say that I'm gonna toss an oil flask that I'm gonna need you to light.
Oh, dude.
Oh, shoot and pull.
Mhm.
All right. So
Okay.
make your chuck roll.
Well, are you holding your action so that Warren can detonate it at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Or are you just gonna let splash?
No, I want it.
Okay.
I want Splack. I want it to reach its target and Warren to ignite it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So go ahead and make your toss check.
I don't. What is
I
it?
guess just make a dex check.
A Dex? Yeah, I figured it'd be Dex. It's a 12.
12. From what you can gather, you think that you've made it up there.
Okay. And I yell, pull to Warren.
Sirkin. Oh, did you want to do anything else to be?
Yeah, I've got. I'm gonna attempt to move kind of out of that. A stealth. I'm gonna attempt a stealth with my final action.
And go where?
Go to the. Let me look at the map. To the north of that entrance, just barely around the corner.
Like in the room or in the hallway?
In the hallway.
Okay. Sirkin. Basically, all hell is broken loose right out of the gate.
Yep.
You were the first one to hear it. What would you like to do?
So there's two kobolds in that kind of bump area behind us.
Yeah.
That's where. Can I see those kobolds, or are they kind of like?
You could probably see the tops of their heads as they're like kind of like occasionally peeking up from where they're hiding behind.
Okay.
So just consider them with partial cover.
Okay. All right. Fuck it. I'm gonna try to cast Hunter's Mark on one of the kobolds. Let's say the right one.
The white one?
The right.
Oh.
The right one. I don't know. One or two. I'll go for two.
Okay.
I'll Hunter's Mark on him, and then I'll try to attack him with my longbow. 21.
Oh, that's so gonna hit.
It's gonna go right through him. Come on, what's the damage, baby?
Make it big.
For 8 points of damage.
Oh, damn. You have anything else up your sleeve?
I'm gonna try to.
Shirt, dude. This fucking
Dude.
It's soaking wet.
Water.
Oh my god, it's so hot in here.
It's a sweatshop in there.
I'm gonna try to actually get cover by by the south entrance, kind of like inside the room, but like peeking back towards where we came from.
Okay,
Try to get some cover,
alrighty.
and that'll be it.
From the northern area, on the opposite side of the trench. Flint, where are you at?
Still by the bridge.
Okay.
I didn't
Warren,
move,
you're
I had
at
a-
the entrance. Stubby, you're around the corner in the hallway.
Yep.
And Nick, you are in the room. So I got 3 targets. Warren, you hear a twang go off at you and miss. And another one go off at you as well. And that one's going to hit. For 5 points of damage.
What's
From
the
the-
AC it's hitting?
19.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they've only got a +2, but I rolled a 17. Warren, what would you like to do as you're slowly being
Like 10.
peppered?
Right. So I've been told to light this. How far away are those kobolds?
They are in the northern area. They're probably about 40 feet. They're at the northernmost area away from you. At the if you're at the mouth of the, if you're at the entrance, they're at the northeastern furthest point.
Are they on the opposite side of the trench?
Yes. Yeah, the ones that are in the south and in the north are both on the opposite sides of the trench.
So I wouldn't, from where I am, I would not be able to like walk to within 10 feet of them, because it would not be like a straight line. I'd have to go across the bridge and then up, right?
No, that's not true. The trench is 20 feet wide. So no, you wouldn't be able to, because even though you can go to the lip of the trench on your side, you would still be 20 feet of the trench plus another 5 feet and then up 8 feet. So so you would still be technically 28 feet away from them.
Okay. And so Stabby tossed his oil flask, and did I see that it hit them?
You know where it landed. It sounded like it landed on where those two are on the western side of the corridor.
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have a good fire spell for that range, so I'm just gonna try to ignite it with my little pea shooter of an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Is that a flammable spell?
So, because of other class features, I do fire damage when I use it. But most of the damage is force damage.
But there's at least 1 point of fire damage of it, though.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is a 15 to hit.
Okay. You hear this thing ring out. You see whatever this oil was, the area that it had blanketed, immediately consume in flames. What kind of damage are we talking?
So the damage of the Eldritch Blast itself is 12 points. Plus an additional 2 points of fire damage.
So 14. So now, is that going to be on the same one that Sirkin had already hit, or the other one?
If Sirkin hit, that'll be... Honestly, it's probably 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So let's do... roll. That will be the first one. So... It would be the one
you hit then.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
So 14 points.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you said that whole area is awash in flame.
Yes. So go ahead and roll your fire damage. D6.
A D6. Why don't you do the honors there, Stabby? It's your flask.
Okay.
And that will be ongoing until they can put that out. And then roll a D4 to tell me how many rounds it's going to burn for.
Who, me or him?
Either one of you.
Go ahead.
I'll roll it. Okay, so you wanted me to roll a D4?
Roll a D6 for the damage.
Okay, the damage was 3.
Okay.
And it's going to burn for 4 rounds.
For 4 rounds. So this is one of the 4. Okay. So you hear the one that Warren had blasted cry out in this blood-curdling scream that's immediately cut off by some form of asphyxiation. But you still hear another one screaming holy hell from up there.
Screaming like a bitch.
That's right.
Little scaly bitch.
Somehow, you see him jump down the 8 feet, totally on fire, and he goes to attack you with his whole body, Warren, in an attempt to engulf you in flames.
Oh, that's so cute.
17.
That will hit my armor class.
Okay, so he grabs you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
And you take 2 points of fire damage.
I actually only take 1.
1 point, okay. As he stands there and burns. From the south alcove, you hear 2 more twangs. One at Sirkin, which will miss. One at Flint, which will hit for 4 points of damage.
Damn, they're strong on their fucking arrows.
Yeah, Flint, is your turn.
All right. This one, Kobold
off
that's
my
on
legs,
fire, he's
man.
like burnt off, right?
He's on fire, but he's still vertical for what it's
All right.
worth. Most likely, if he takes any damage, the next time, the next round with the fire damage,
Yeah.
he'll probably be done.
All right, and then Warren was closer to the door, right?
He's in the hall. He's in
the hallway?
No, he's in the doorway.
He's in the doorway.
Yeah, Stubby is in the hallway.
All right, I'm gonna return fire to the one that shot me at the south, and I'm going go ahead and make a dex save for me.
Now, which one is this? Is this the one that's been hit already, or the one that hasn't been hit?
I thought they both got hit.
Only one of them.
Okay.
Only one of them.
I'll keep going at the one that got hit.
Cracked die for 13.
13 is the dex, so you're good. I missed the shot again. I'm just gonna yell and try to go back closer towards the entrance of the cove.
Okay, Stubby.
One have the kobolds in that alcove. None of them have perished yet.
Which ones? The ones in the... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them died, and one of them jumped down on fire. He's now hand-to-hand with Warren. He's about 7 feet away from you.
Okay, so I'm going to attack the one that's closest to Warren with my rapier.
Okay.
So I'm going to... Man, my fucking rolls are shit tonight. 9.
That will be a miss. Sirkin.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I get a
Keep
cunning
forgetting you got
action.
all that cunning action, the cunning cowardice action.
That's right. So I'm gonna step back. I'm 7 feet. I'm gonna step back 5 feet.
Okay. Sirkin.
Yes. So that kobold that I put cast Hunter's Mark on is the one on fire that I tried to attack Warren.
That's
right?
him. Yep.
How far away am I compared to him? Like just roughly.
You're probably like 7 feet away, but you're in the room, or like closer to the room, where Stubby was 7 feet in the hallway.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna try to put this kobold out of his misery, and just try to cast a longbow attack on him. Keep my distance. Ooh, that is a hard 20.
Oh, the hard
Yeah.
20.
So what was that max damage?
Max
That-
damage, and then back it up.
$19.
Okay.
Oh,
What's your max damage? And then
Max
roll.
damage
Yeah.
is let's see, 1d8 plus 1d6 for Hunter's Marks. It's 14.
You really want to roll it, or you just want to describe how you killed this burning kobold?
I'll just describe it. Yeah, basically, yeah, the kobold's like 7 feet in front of me. I just take a shot at his head. Boom. Straight through his head. I just
And just down to the ground till he just basically burns out completely. From the north wall, you hear 2 twangs going off. One at you, Sirkin, for 14. And one more for, I got 3 people. Warren, are you partially in the room, or are you all the way in that entrance? Because the entrance has got like a
yeah.
5-foot threshold.
Yeah, I would be like 5 feet into the hall. Like
Okay.
basically what I did last round was like poke my head out, shoot an Eldritch Blast, step back.
Got it. This is for you again, Sirkin. 16.
don't miss.
Miss. Both arrows firing off past you. Warren.
My turn. Again, I'm going to poke my head into the room. We still have kobolds on the south.
You have 2 kobolds in the south and would appear to be 2 in the north as well. You got Flint hanging out close to that trench still. Danger close. And you got Sirkin just... Oh, did you move back a little bit?
Yeah, I moved by closer to the door.
Oh, okay. Well, you still see him more forward than you are.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a bead on one of the ones to the north and just fire. That is a 21 to hit.
Ooh.
That is 10 force damage and 2 fire damage.
Damn. Warren coming out of the gate. They're aboard from the south. They see you, Warren, poking your head. They've got now 3 targets. They got Sirkin, Flint.
Oh, I'm stepping back into the hall.
Oh, then they got 2 targets. 1, 2, 3 for Flint. Sirkin. That's going to hit with 22 for 3 points of damage. And again for another 3 points of damage.
Flint, right?
For Sirkin.
Circle.
Okay, I'm down.
Oh. Flint, you see your buddy go down right next to you.
Do.
Whoop-de-doo.
No. Do.
Whoop-diddy-doo.
Hey, Circuit hasn't gone down on this one.
Right? Sirkin's been
He's
old
been
reliable.
fucking-
You hear from deep in the cavern of this room, you burn off. You burn off, friends. We're gonna burn your ass too, boys. You can't come in our place. We'll take you out.
So you don't
Be
want
making
just...
toys for Teperax till you're gray and bald.
I could.
You tell him, Julian.
I'll tell him, Julian. I'm close enough to Sirkin. I'll make my way over to him, and I will actually cast Spare of the Dying, so he will at least be stabilized. It doesn't have to make any death saving throws.
All right. So he's stabilized, but he's down.
Yeah.
Do you want to do anything else?
Put my shield in front of both of us to try to get cover. I mean, just try to protect ourselves. Because that's going to be my whole action.
So you know that you still have 2 adversaries in the northern alcove. You still have 2 adversaries in the southern alcove area. You got 1 man down. You got Stubby in the hallway. Warren in the entrance. And you, Flint, are doing your best. You don't know if you guys are coming out ahead or you're actually gaining ground. But we'll find out next session.
Yeah, we're in a shithole, man.
That crossfire is good.
No.
Oh god, our perception rolls were just not there.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeart Radio. And if you like what you're hearing, please leave us that 5-star review. You could also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com. And be sure to check out the galleries. We got a lot of really interesting stuff posted there. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast. There are ways for you to help out the show and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass full as you roll those hard 20s.